BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia's physical condition unchanged. If medical board approves, she will be taken abroad for better treatment. No restrictions on Tariq Rahman's return. If he wants, a travel pass can be issued within a day. Government providing all kinds of support to send Begum Khaleda Zia abroad, says foreign advisor. BNP postpones Victory Month programs due to health condition of party's chairperson. Awami League collectively involved in BDR killings, Prime Coordinator Taposh. Report of Investigative Commission on BDR massacre. Secret booths may be increased to expedite voting in next elections. Voter privacy not to be compromised, says Election Commission Senior Secretary. Witness testimony against Hassanul Haq Inu in case of crimes against humanity over killing of 6 people in Kushtia during July mass uprising begins tomorrow. Verdict against Sheikh Hasina and Sheikh Rehana and 15 others in Purbachal plot scam case to be delivered tomorrow. Five dengue patients died in the past 24 hours. Infections may even increase in December this year. At least 193 died in floods and landslides in Sri Lanka. And host China beat Bangladesh by 4-0 goals in AFC Under-17 Asian Cup qualifiers. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Musrat Nazib welcoming you to News at 10. You have just heard the headlines. Now we move on to the news in details. Since getting admission in hospital, former Prime Minister BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia were not responding to some extent. However, it is reported that on Saturday, after 3 days, she spoke a little. The physicians informed that she is still in critical condition. She was having dialysis continuously and a dialysis was completed around 10 p.m. Saturday. The dialysis could not improve her condition, but it made her physical condition stable to some extent. The treatment of Khaleda Zia is going on through joint consultation with the doctors of United Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, China and USA, and the treatment will continue. However, in a briefing today, BNP Senior Joint Secretary General Ruhul Kabir Rizvi informed that the medical board is yet to give consent for taking her abroad for better treatment. Meanwhile, in the afternoon, Liberal Democratic Party LDP President Colonel retired Dr. Oli Ahmed visited Evercare Hospital in the capital to inquire about the treatment of Begum Khaleda Zia. At this time, he told the newsmen that Begum Zia's treatment is going on with the observation of local and foreign physicians. Prayers of the people is needed most for her quick recovery, he added. On November 23rd, BNP chairperson and former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia was admitted to Evercare Hospital in the capital. Her condition deteriorated on Friday midnight. According to the doctors, she is being provided with oxygen to keep her breathing normal. Her body is still active and she could move her hands and legs. Party source informed that a Chinese medical team is likely to visit Dhaka tomorrow. They will work with the medical team. Reports have emerged in various international media that BNP chairperson and former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia has been admitted to the hospital in a critical condition. Qatar-based news outlet Al Jazeera reported Khaleda Zia admitted to hospital in very critical condition. Gulf News also published a story with the same headline on Saturday, citing AFP. In addition, Pakistan's Dawn News and several other news channels published reports on her deteriorating health. India's NDTV ran multiple stories, one of which on Friday was titled Former Bangladesh Prime Minister Admitted to Hospital in Critical Condition. The Times of India, The Hindu, The Hindustan Times and several other Indian media outlets also covered the news prominently. Citing BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir, Arab News wrote, Khaleda Zia's physical condition is very critical. The former Prime Minister is currently receiving treatment at Evercare Hospital in the capital. Her family and political supporters have urged the people of the country to pray for her quick recovery. Foreign Affairs Advisor Tawhid Hussain has said that the government has no restrictions regarding BNP Acting Chairman Tariq Rahman's return to Bangladesh, stressing that a one-time travel pass can be issued within a day if he expresses his intention to come back. He made the remarks responding to a question at a session titled Bangladesh's Foreign Policy, Defining a Relevant Role in the Changing World, organized by the Diplomatic Correspondents Association Bangladesh (DCAB) at the National Press Club in Dhaka this afternoon. He said if Khaleda Zia wants to go abroad due to illness, the interim government will provide whatever assistance is needed. Tawhid said the government does not know under what status Tariq Rahman is currently staying in London, adding that if he wishes to return to Bangladesh, it would be unusual for any other country to prevent him from doing so. He further explained that when someone wants to return but does not possess a valid passport, the government generally issues a single journey travel pass, a process that normally takes less than a day. Talking about Bangladesh's relations with India, the Foreign Affairs Advisor said that following the changes brought about by the July mass uprising, neighboring India needs some time to adjust to the new realities, expressing optimism that working relations between the two countries will soon normalize. The advisor added that as a deposed former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has been convicted, Bangladesh expects her repatriation from India at the earliest possible time. Referring to killings along the Bangladesh-India frontier, the foreign advisor said this was one of the only border in the world where people are killed outside any warlike situation. The 15 days long Torch Roadshow to mark the country's Victory Month was suspended solely due to Begum Khaleda Zia's health condition, and BNP called upon all to pray for her recovery. Party's Senior Joint Secretary General Ruhul Kabir Rizvi said this at an emergency press briefing held at the capital's Noyapolton today. The roadshow was scheduled to begin on 1st December from the historic Kalurghat radio station, where the Declaration of Independence was made by the martyred President Zia Rahman. The National Independent Inquiry Commission, formed to investigate the brutal killings carried out in the name of the BDR mutiny, today submitted its report to the government with findings that Awami League was organizationally involved in the carnage. The report revealed that the massacre was pre-planned, and then the member of Parliament Sheikh Fazle Nur Taposh acted as the principal coordinator. While the full incident took place with green signal from the then Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, Commission Head Major General retired ALM Fazlul Rahman and other members handed over the report to Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus at the State Guest House Jamuna in the evening. Speaking on the occasion, Chief Advisor said, "For long, the nation remained in the dark about the BDR killings. The nation will remember the role the committee played in unearthing the truth." The Chief Advisor thanked everyone in the Investigation Commission on behalf of the nation. He said that the nation had many questions about the most horrific event in history, and this work will put an end to those questions. The Chief Advisor said this report contains many lessons to be learned. It will be a valuable asset for the nation. Commission Head Fazlur Rahman said that the Commission maintained maximum professionalism to ensure fairness, accuracy and neutrality during the investigation. He said when the Commission began working, much of the evidence from the 16-year-old incident had already been destroyed. Many individuals involved in the incident had left the country. The Commission head added that they went through two processes. Witnesses were called and listened to, some of them for up to 8 hours, as long as they wanted to talk, he said. About the findings, Commission member Jahangir Kabir Talukdar said the Commission unearthed some external and real causes behind the incident. Jahangir Kabir said that the local Awami League leaders played a direct role in protecting those involved in the killings, citing that a group of 20 to 25 people entered Pilkhana in a procession but came out with more than 200 people. Regarding the responsibility for the incident, Jahangir said that the responsibility lies with the then head of government and the army chief as well. Decision was made to resolve this incident politically, he said, adding the police, RAB and intelligence agencies failed miserably. The commission members said that during the massacre, some print and electronic media outlets and few journalists played an unprofessional role. Jahangir said that no proper records were kept of the identities of the BDR personnel who met Sheikh Hasina at the State Guest House Jamuna, then the Prime Minister's resident, during the incident. In this report, the Commission made several recommendations aimed at preventing such incidents within forces in the future and ensuring justice for the victims. National Security Advisor Dr. Khalil Rahman, Special Assistant to the Chief Advisor on Defense and National Solidarity Development, Lieutenant General Retired Abdul Hafiz and Home Secretary Nasimul Khani were present at the event. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus has said the government will ensure justice for all members of the armed forces who face discrimination, deprivation and persecution under the previous government. He made the remarks after receiving the report submitted by the committee formed to review the application submitted by retired and dismissed officers of Bangladesh Army, Navy and Air Force who were victims of discrimination, deprivation, injustice and vengeance during the previous government from 2009 to August 4, 2024. Committee Chairman and Special Assistant to the Chief Advisor on Defense and National Solidarity Development, Lieutenant General Retired Abdul Hafiz handed over the report to the Chief Advisor at the State Guest House Jamuna today. Other members of the committee were present on the occasion. The Chief Advisor said, when the responsibility for the work was given, it seemed that there might have been some minor irregularities, but the full picture that the committee has drawn is truly horrific. It is beyond imagination. He thanked all committee members for bringing out the truth with full professionalism and objectivity. The committee received a total of 733 complaints, out of which 405 were accepted, and the number of applications recommended by the committee was 114. The number of secret rooms may be increased to speed up voting in the next election. In this case, the Election Commission is considering to have multiple secret rooms. Election Commission Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed stated this at a press briefing after an inter-ministerial meeting at the Election Commission conference room in the capital today. The senior EC secretary stated that the Home Ministry informed that the law and order situation is normal. There must be coordination between EC, field-level administration and judiciary to ensure the upcoming parliament election free and fair, he added. In addition, the senior EC secretary said the allowance has been increased to ensure that election officials do not receive hospitality from local influential people. Presided over by Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin, the meeting was participated by 4 election commissioners. Senior secretaries and head of the department of 34 ministries also took part in the meeting. The International Crimes Tribunal 1 has summoned Advocate Fazlur Rahman on charges of contempt of court for making disparaging remarks about the tribunal. He has been ordered to appear in person and provide an explanation on December 8th. A hearing on the matter was held today at International Crimes Tribunal 1. Earlier on November 26, prosecutor Ghazi Monwar Hussain Tamim filed a contempt of court complaint against Advocate Fazlur Rahman at the International Crimes Tribunal. Meanwhile, the prosecution has completed its opening statement in the Crimes Against Humanity case against Jashad leader Hassanul Haq Inu for the killing of 6 people in Kushtia. International Crimes Tribunal 2 has also dismissed Hassanul Haq Inu's review petition. The witness testimony of the case is scheduled to begin from tomorrow. In the allegation, phone conversations with Sheikh Hasina are cited as evidence of command responsibility in the killing of 6 people in Kushtia during the July mass uprising. Earlier on October 23rd, the tribunal framed formal charges against Inu. A court in Dhaka is scheduled to pronounce judgment tomorrow in a case against 17 people, including ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, her sister Sheikh Rehana and niece Tulip Siddiqui, over irregularities in the allocation of a 10-kata plot in the Rajuk Purbachal New Town project. Judge Robiul Alam of Dhaka Special Judge Court 4 on November 25th had fixed December 1 for pronouncing judgment, as both the prosecution and defense concluded their arguments in the case on that day. Earlier on November 23rd, the court has fixed November 25th for placing arguments in the case. The court on that day was heard submissions from counsel for one of the accused, Khurshid Alam, who pleaded not guilty. The remaining 16 accused are absconding and were tried in absentia. The court on November 18 concluded the testimony phase of the trial as Investigation Officer IO and ACC Assistant Director Afnan Jannat Kea wrapped up her deposition. A total of 32 prosecution witnesses testified in the case. According to the case statement, ACC Deputy Director MD Salahuddin filed the case on January 13, 2025 against 15 people including Sheikh Hasina, Sheikh Rehana and Tulip Siddiqui. The IO later submitted a charge sheet against 17 accused on March 10th. Dhaka Special Judge Court 4 framed charges in 3 such cases on July 31st, while Dhaka Special Judge Court 5 on the same day framed charges in 3 other identical cases. A claim circulating on social media recently alleged that hardline Islamists or local BNP Jamaat activists carried out an attack at the Ghazipur Trade Fair. However, verification shows that the video actually captured an altercation triggered by an argument over the price of tea and cigarettes outside the fairgrounds. The incident was later misrepresented online as a politically motivated attack. According to local sources, the scuffle took place near the entrance of the fair, where a disagreement escalated between a tea vendor and several youths. Witnesses said that the argument turned physical, but there was no involvement of any political group or extremist organization. Locals also said that such minor disputes occasionally happen near crowded marketplaces. Despite this, the video was widely shared on social media with misleading claims, portraying it as an orchestrated attack. Therefore, it can be confirmed that the allegation of a militant or BNP Jamaat attack on the Ghazipur Trade Fair is baseless. Now international news.